On the surface, the Bahamas may seem like a country that's filled with life and beauty. However, in some areas, the underwater environment is decaying and resulting in a tragic loss of life. In this video, I will address the different reefs I visited while sailing around this country and their current status relating to liveliness. Also, I will emphasize ways that can prevent future destruction. To start off, Fowles Key. Fowles Key is a large reef that has lots of life and colors, with its sea fans, sergeant majors, and yellow pencil coral. Our next stop, Little Harbor, wasn't truly advertised by signs, which may be the reason that it is so magnificent. The variety of colors of sea fans, sea urchins, elkhorn coral, sea plumes, and my absolute favorite coral, brain coral, encompass the whole reef. Next, we took time to snorkel around Man o' War Key, which didn't have an extensive reef on its own, but there was still some life and destruction seen under the water. To start off, there were broken glass bottles on the ground that had become a part of the fish's environment, as well as a ton of empty conch shells that showed the prevalence of the conch as a main food source in the Bahamas. Adding on, we saw sea slugs and a starfish nearby, but other than those, there wasn't as much life, other than a few fish here and there. Next, Great Guana Key. We snorkeled off the beach from Nippers, and this was without a doubt the greatest reef we saw thus far. There was so much life and colors that I could barely grasp it all. I truly have to emphasize the location of this reef because the reef on the other side of Great Guana Key by Baker's Bay was drastically different. This leads me into the destruction that is the Baker's Bay Reef. Our captain pointed the location of it out to us, and we searched for life, but the reef was spiritless. The worst part is that coral can withstand almost anything, but when it's dead, there's truly no return. This reef is located off the coast of the Baker's Bay Golf Course, and the result of the runoff from the course is extinction. The fertilizers and lack of proper sewage treatment causes diseases to take over an already stressed out reef. The worst part is that Baker's Bay doesn't seem to be changing its practices anytime soon, and with their mass amounts of money, there isn't much the public can do other than knowing the facts. After seeing it in person, I was glad to be going to a new reef, Mermaid Reef. This reef was located off the coast of Marsh Harbor, and it was absolutely breathtaking that I even came back a second time later on. We were able to swim alongside sergeant majors, parrotfish, snappers, as well as an abundance of colorful coral. While we were leaving this reef, a group of young boys were starting to snorkel, and we saw one accidentally kick some coral, which leads me into addressing the issues and the need for proper education before a snorkeling session. When approaching a reef, ensure that your fins are horizontal to the coral and tucked up with your knees unbent to prevent any unwanted contact with the coral. Adding on, ensuring that individuals that are renting boats know the proper way to anchor and where reefs are so they can ensure that they avoid them. In some cases, anchors can hit and destroy coral when unknowledgeable individuals get too close to a coral reef. Overall, my trip to the Bahamas allowed me to grasp the beauty of the Bahamas and showed me the truth behind some of the coral reefs and ocean environments.